I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're delighted to introduce you to a very talented author. Her name is Linda Peterson, and she has written an enchanting book. It is called Wanna Come to the Forest of Make-Believe? In this delightful tale, the author invites readers of all ages on a journey of adventure and imagination as four-year-old Jeff explores the wondrous forest of make-believe, where extraordinary friends await. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight, and we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her fantastic book. The links are below this interview. Linda, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thanks.
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you want to come to the forest to make believe?
Yes.
I think we all want to go to the forest to make believe. Let's tell the folks at home what your book is about.
Okay, it's about a little 4-year-old boy taking a walk to the forest, pulling his little red wagon, finds a friend along the way and takes him along. And they go into the forest, and there's different fantasy. Like there's a little fairy that's flittering around, and butterfly that has hearts on its wings.
Hmm.
There's a unicorn. There's a dragon who's shy, but sings like an angel. Let's see, frog who wears a red top hat and bow tie. There aren't a lot of characters in it, but they interact.
Yeah, and it's got all the characters that a child would love to read about.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons, butterflies with hearts on their wings, frogs, and of course, fairies, all wonderful, wonderful things. And the child is kind of like in every child. So the child who's reading the book or having the book read to him or her imagines himself as the little 4-year-old
Mm-hmm.
boy in the forest, which I think is wonderful. How did you come up with this great idea?
Well, my freshman year in high school, I wrote a poem called My Dragon and His Wagon.
Hmm.
And my teacher wanted to read it to the other classes because she liked it so much. She read it to the other classes, and I never got it back. So, so I decided, well, maybe I can remake it. But instead of it turning into a poem, it just kept flowing into a story.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine reading it to my own 4-year-old,
Yeah.
or to my grandson or whatever.
Exactly, exactly. I think it would spark great conversations. Now you've got a copy of the book there, right?
Yeah.
And
Right
that's
here.
it. It's a great looking cover. And there is the young 4-year-old Jeff on the
Mm-hmm.
trail with his red wagon going into the forest. And I think for children of that age in particular, the forest is such a wondrous place. Have you spent many days or hours in the forest exploring, or is this just purely from imagination?
Well, my family kind of grew up in Boy Scouts. So I have been around campouts and going into forests and that, but nothing real deeper. I used to go hunting.
Mhm.
So I've been around forest areas.
Yeah. Yeah. They are places where you dream, where your imagination goes wild.
Hmm.
And I think one of the characters that we forgot to mention that's in the book as well, of course, is a majestic unicorn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Which is great, which is great. Is there a message that you're hoping children will get from this story?
just that anything you can imagine is possible. It's it also shows that no matter what color you are, or how big you are, or how small you are, you're all equal
Yeah.
and you're all loved.
Yeah, that's a beautiful message, a great message for children to read or have read to them. It could provoke good conversations between parent and child, which is really, really wonderful. And I also feel part of the story is the message of embracing wonder and embracing magic, that it's out
Hmm.
there, right? And, fairies are real, unicorns are real. Even if they live in our head, they are real, right?
Right.
Yeah. Have you envisioned this perhaps as like an animated feature or a little movie or something or a series?
It's really too short to do anything with like that.
I think we could dress it up, put some music on it, make the adventures a little more elaborate.
Nothing.
Yeah,
They can come up
we
with
could
something.
give it the Hollywood treatment. You know what I mean? We'll give Jeff some kind of, learning disability, and he learns how to read because of the magic unicorn, and another animal teaches him math or whatever it is. We can always embellish the story a little bit. Now, you were a den mother. You used to have kids in scouting,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Tell us about that. Did it help foster your passion for storytelling?
I think it probably helped. I enjoyed working with the kids. We would do different things, different crafts. Sometimes we would take field trips, like going to the radio station or the Christmas display down at the local florist. You teach them different things as they go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to be learned in camping. There's certainly a lot to be learned in scouting and a lot to be learned in spending time in nature. I know one lesson I had, I took my son with his Boy Scout troop into the woods, and I didn't know it was going to snow, and I didn't have the right sleeping bag, and I was literally freezing. And the
Oh,
only thing I brought to eat after hiking all day was one can of Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs. So I was starving. I'm a city guy. I'm not a country guy. So it didn't work out too well, but I survived it. But those are the kind of things that stories, come from, of
my, my
course.
other two boys were just fine. They're Eagle Scouts.
Wow. That's a very big accomplishment. You must be very proud of them.
I wish Jeff could have grown up to have that experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, being an Eagle Scout is something else, that's for sure. It's
Hmm.
quite an accomplishment. It's not easy. I've known only a handful of Eagle Scouts, but just generally a handful of boys make it through. That's for
Right.
sure. I love the title, Want to Come to the Forest of Make Believe. How did that come to you?
I don't know. It just came into my head. How am I going to say, how do you want to get there? Just that I brought the little red wagon in that his parents bought him and that they love him very much. And he shared the wagon with a friend he met along the way. He made a new friend. Basically, he meets these people and he takes them to meet his friends,
Hmm.
introduces them to him. There's another one I'm working on right now. I think I want to call it, Do You Want to Go to Pop's Funny Farm?
That
And
sounds great.
all the animals have names or do crazy things. Um, one pig thinks she's a dancer. Another one thinks she's an artist. Things like that.
Nice. That sounds really fun. That sounds
I
like a
also
very,
try to use the names of people I know.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. I think that'd be fun. Certainly an inside joke for you and your friends. And I just don't want to be the pig, okay? I want to be something cool. I don't know. I'm very tall, so if you have a giraffe, I can be the giraffe. How about that?
And that's not till I get to the zoo.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Wanted to ask you also about how long it took you to write this book and the illustrations as well. They're very, very wonderful. How did you go about getting those done?
Well, the illustrations the company did
Hmm.
and writing it, it just hit me one night and I just started sitting down and writing. And the bulk of it was like half an hour.
Wow, that's
That
great.
just it just kept coming.
It was good inspiration.
A lot of times at night I'll get these books on my mind and I have to get up and go write it down right away. So
Yep,
I lose sleep over it.
that's great though. I mean, you probably would have woken up anyway. At least you're doing something productive when you wake up. So, Want to Come to the Forest and Make Believe is this wonderful book written by Linda Peterson. She's got another one coming up. Do you want to go to Pop Pop's Funny Farm? And that sounds terrific. Have you written any others?
Another one I'm working on is let's see. There's one about going to a meadow,
Mhm.
and it's going to have a lot of fairies in it and animals and deer. Just that's more of a calm type of thing.
Right.
There's another one to do you want to go to a happy place?
Yeah.
A lot of these things they have another meaning for adults, but
Yeah.
I think it's cute.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's great. And I do want to go to the forest and make believe. And I think all of our viewers out there want to take a child they know to the forest and make believe. This is a wonderful
Mhm.
book. It'll make a wonderful bedtime story, a wonderful gift. It'll provoke great conversations about the important things in life, like dragons, unicorns, fairies, and butterflies with hearts on their wings. Linda,
Mhm.
thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.